everyone. Welcome to...
No. I'm Brian, and I love drafting Hallmark Time Travel / Time Loop movies.
And I'm Brian. I like drafting Hallmark Time Travel / Time Loop movies.
I'm saying this is very serious. I despise drafting Hallmark Time Travel Time Loop movies.
And I'm Lynn with Kate. We are already off the rails, and this is the Hallmark
Movie Draft Podcast.
Okay, wow, that was a bucket list.
Yes.
Checked off. I can't afford the music rights to Brian's music, so there's that.
That we sang. Yeah, we do. How much are we charging for that, Brian?
I don't want to say it out loud. It's
a lot of money. A lot. And every time anybody plays it on the podcast, it's like a residual thing. Yeah, that's how we are as wealthy as we are.
Right in my pocket.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes, as it should be. This draft is a year in the making.
That's why your pocket's so big.
And I'm in the pocket.
Are you sure?
It's going to be a 4-hour draft.
Gonna share it?
A 4-hour draft.
So we're so excited to have Brandon Gray, Daniel Thompson, and yes, even Brian Herald from the Deck The Hallmark Podcast as this month's panelists, facing off against one another to draft the ultimate top 10 list of Hallmark time travel, time loop, sliding door movies. Guys, welcome. We're so excited to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
If we can't carve out time to draft time travel movies, why do we even own our own business?
What's the point?
Why even make your own schedule if you can't do that?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. So you've all been on the show a few times before. You've each drafted individually, but it's the first time you're going to face off against one another. You have very different drafting and game styles, so we have no idea what's going to happen. Anything can happen, and it probably will. Kate, you're filling in today for Erin Beth. Shout out to Erin Beth. She had a work schedule conflict, so she couldn't join us today. I know. Are you ready to jump into the trivia round?
I don't.
We can't because
Dan just left.
In protest.
That's a hard pass on the trivia. Okay, all right.
You talked about gameplay, and I just
here.
wanted to make sure that
now I'm intimidated. I wasn't nervous.
Yeah.
Now Dan just brought his hardware to the table.
For me to do this without my
kidding me.
Tournament of Champions championship trophy. Signifying that I am indeed the best drafter that's ever drafted. So I just wanted to I realized it wasn't here, and I felt like it should be here. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry.
I taking it out of the box.
I did see your request to have a pocket-sized version made,
That's
and
right.
I am working on it.
Yeah, of course. This is displayed proudly in the break room, the first room when you walk into the office. It's right there. If you want to get any snacks or anything, you got to see it. You got to look at it. You got to see the name on that bad boy. Don't hurt yourself. It's sharp too.
It is.
So there it is. It's here. It's joined us. Don't worry.
Well, I'm worried.
It is. Oh my God, you're killing me. You're absolutely killing me. All right, listen. You guys know the point of the trivia round. It's to determine who gets to be drafter A, B, or C. Kate, if you win the trivia round, you're the first up in the veto order, where every time somebody makes a pick, you have to be the first to declare whether you're going to let it ride or if you're going to veto it. So a veto takes the movie out of that position, but it doesn't take it out of the game. Anybody can play it further up on the list if they choose to. And as we all know from a certain player on this panel, I won't mention any names. If the urge strikes, you can even veto yourself.
It's the worst rule. It's the worst rule. I call it the Brandon Gray rule. It's the worst rule. It's unbelievable. Veto myself.
Kate, good luck handling these guys with the trivia round. It is all yours. I'm going to sit back.
All right. So wait till I finish asking the question. When you think you know the answer, just shout it out. If no one knows the correct answer, we're just going to skip to the next one. We're not going to do hints or clues anymore. So first question. Are you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Ready.
Who directed Take Me Back for Christmas?
Peter Benson.
Nope. Any other guesses?
Tom Thibodeau.
No, it was his brother, Matty Thibodeau.
Matty Tibbs? No?
No.
Was it Corey Sevier?
It was.
Wow.
Damn it.
Wow. Okay.
I almost guessed Corey Sevier. And I should have.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Unbelievable. All right, next one.
All right, next one. In A Timeless Christmas, Charles Whitley, played by Ryan Pavey, says that a $23 bill for what food is highway robbery?
A hamburger.
Hot dog.
Breakfast.
No.
Right.
All right. Okay. Wow, it's pizza.
Okay. Well, we all
right.
gave it our best shot. We gave it the old college try.
That's true. On to the next. All right. In A Biltmore Christmas, there is fear that Lucy, played by Bethany Joyland, has a concussion after running into a ladder. She is asked who is the current president. Name that president.
Woodrow Wilson.
No.
Hoover.
FDR.
No.
Hoover.
No.
Truman.
Great.
Garfield.
It's Truman. Oh my
I mean, I've gotten two right.
Who said Truman? Who said Truman?
I said Truman. I said
Yeah.
FDR
It's
first.
Dan gets it.
Okay, I get it. Great.
Half a point.
I did it. Well, that's all I need. I'm done now.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, let's see who's going to go second.
Congratulations.
You guys think all the way back to Lebuary. In An American in Austin, into which Jane Austen novel is Harriet, played by Eliza Bennett, transported?
Guys, come on.
It's not.
my God.
Pride and Prejudice.
Yes.
You nailed it, Brian.
Yeah.
Wow.
Brand.
Yeah, you did.
His favorite book. I love it. So Dan gets to make his choice first. Bran will
Option.
choose second,
That's a good
and
question.
Brian will get whatever's left over. So Dan, here's what each drafter gets. Drafter C picks positions 10, 7, and 3. Drafter C gets a veto card and a veto override card. And Dan, you're coming into this match with one leftover veto and one
Okay.
leftover veto
Like a
override.
coward.
That's right. Yeah.
Like a coward. Yes,
Yeah.
okay. It's
Like a
power
champion.
play.
Like a champion is what I would
Yeah,
say.
like it's like the champ that you are.
That's right. That's right.
Drafter B picks positions 9, 6, 4, and 2. And drafter B gets one veto card because they get more picks than anybody else. And then drafter A picks positions 8, 5, and the number 1 position on the list. And they get basically 2 vetoes. They get a veto and a bonus veto. So which position do you think you want to grab?
I'm gonna go with can I tell you my strategy is I want to take the extra veto from Brandon. And so that's why I would like to have 3 vetoes and the number 1 pick. But the problem is that I think the number 1 pick is going to be process of elimination, because I think there are 3 movies better than the rest of these. And my guess is we all agree on those. Even though we've not discussed this, I do believe that we're going to have the same top 3 in different orders. And then if I do option B, I get 4 picks, but only 1 veto is all I get. And so I'd have 2 vetoes and a veto override.
You get 1 veto with drafter
But I get
B.
4 picks.
You get 4 picks, 9, 6, 4, and 2.
But you already have the other veto, so you get
4
2.
picks and 2 vetoes.
That's
and
pretty
a veto.
good. That's a pretty good place to be.
Yeah.
Pretty stacked there.
But then I give you 2 vetoes, but I give you
Not necessarily. You don't know what I'm doing.
yeah. But the good news is that you would have pick 1, which is useless. You would get 8 and 5, and that's it. Yeah, give me B. Give me B. I want the 4 picks and the veto. So now I have 2 vetoes and a veto override and 4 picks.
Yeah, it's Dan going for another trophy here, I think. I think that's what that is. So Dan has taken position B. Which one would you like?
Actually, no.
Drafter C?
Well, hold
Give me
on.
A. Give me A. Give me A. Give me A.
A.
Yes, give me A.
That-
Give me A.
What
Change
does-
my mind. Give
What
me
does
A.
A give you?
A is 8, 5, and 1, and 2 vetoes, right?
Well,
Yes.
you have 1 veto, and then you get
Yeah. So I would get 3 then, correct?
Yes, you would.
Okay. Yeah. Give me A.
Okay.
Give me
Are
A.
you
I get
sure?
8, 5, and 1, 3
Yep.
vetoes and a veto override. Let's do that.
Okay. So let me
It's an
just make a
interesting
note.
move. Let's have some fun. Give me the 4 picks and the 1 veto.
Bran is going to be drafter B. Unfortunately, like I said, Bran doesn't have any leftovers. He doesn't like leftover vetoes, and he doesn't like Church's chicken. So that's where he's at.
Yep.
So that means
That's
you,
true.
Brian, that means you get to be drafter C. You get 10, 7, and 3. You get a veto and a veto override, and you're coming into this match with an extra veto left over from the 10 best holiday movies
Mhm.
draft.
Mhm.
So you're in a good position too.
It's
And
exactly where I wanted to be.
it's always your strategy, I think, to lose it at trivia. So great job, Kate. Brian, whenever you're ready, you can message me your
Number
pick.
10 pick.
Number 10.
Pick for number 10.
Okay.
And while he's doing that, Bran, the record that you hold here, you were the only person to veto yourself in the history of Hallmark movie drafts.
Right.
What can we expect from your gameplay today?
I don't think I'm going to do anything too crazy. I'm I have 4 picks. I'll get my way one way or the
He's got
other.
a family at home. He's got a
I listen.
come home safe.
I'm pleased. I'm pleased with where I stand, and I'll get what I want at the end of the day.
Oh, wow. So it sounded a little vicious there. Actually, it took a turn.
Brian, did you send me your pick?
Yeah.
I don't have it.
I texted you. We can't do Zoom.
Yeah, it's not Zoom
Communication.
chat. We got to message you. Did you message on Facebook Messenger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it didn't come through. Try again.
It's still going.
It's not doing.
It's spinning.
It's still
It
spinning.
can't send the
It just can't
message
send
words.
a single
Yeah.
3
Two,
words.
three-
Or
Are
two,
you on
3
the
words.
Wi-Fi or off?
Sure am.
Get off it.
Do you want to whisper it to me? They won't hear. No one will hear but me.
I wish I knew sign language.
You just want to announce it? Like what are we doing here?
Yeah, I could just
Go ahead, just announce it, Brian.
Number 10. It will not be misplaced. Take me back to Christmas. To Christmas.
Take me back
Wow.
to Christmas.
To Christmas.
Take me back to Christmas. So you have chosen a movie that none of you remembered that Severe Weather Warning
Yeah.
was the director of.
Yeah.
I did. and
I
you
didn't
took
want to
me-
give it away.
Yeah, of
That's
course not.
during the
Yes,
trivia.
of
If
course
I said too much, then everybody's going to know what I'm doing. So
Exactly.
obviously I couldn't give that away.
All right, so you chose Take Me Back from Christmas from 2023. It's a sliding doors. After a particularly disheartening workday at her local gift shop, Renee makes a Christmas wish for a different life. She wakes up in a New York City high-rise as the CEO of one of the most successful meal kit delivery companies in the world. Everything is seemingly perfect except for one thing. She's no longer married to her beloved husband. Is her new life too full to include her husband, or is she destined to win him back? Corey Sevier is Aaron in this. Vanessa Lengies is Renee. He directed this movie. Tell us why you chose this for number 10, Brian.
I thought it was a really good movie. We all watched it together at Bramblefest. It did take a turn people were upset about, but I feel like that's the purpose. Like, you should feel something, and they did a really good job. 10 to me is even a little low on this list, but I do want to make sure it got in, and so this is where I'm putting it.
Excellent. You sound like you were giving a book report there. And this is where I'm
the
putting
way it is.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
The end. Dan, is this the end? Is it going to stay at number 10?
I famously didn't like this movie at Bramblefest. I do think it is duplicitous, and I do think it is kind of deceiving of the audience, and it's played to wring out tears that are undeserved. Having said that, I watched, over 24 films for this list. And I also have it at 10.
Wow.
Because Corey Sevier and Vanessa Lengies giving the best performance she's ever given. There's some good to be had, especially early in this movie. I think late in this movie, we go off the rails. It is manipulative. It's unfortunate, but when you got some real stinkers in the mix, I think you could do a lot worse than Take Me Back to Christmas at 10. And so there it will stand as far as I'm concerned, but Bran can change that if he wants to.
Bran, are you going to play with love for number 10? What are you going to do?
I famously love this movie. I love being manipulated into tears. It is one of my favorite pastimes.
Yep.
I also had this movie at number 10, so it shall stay at number 10.
It's so weird how we all have different opinions of the movie.
Yep.
And it's 10 on all of our list.
This is amazing. Yeah, like I said, you guys have all different ways of looking at things, but in the end,
Some might
since
say
you're-
we colluded.
We colluded.
We did not.
We got together early this morning to
No-
crack out the perfect list where we're big on all of us winning. We want participation trophies.
No
collusion. Winners.
Absolutely no collusion.
All right, no collusion. We've banged out number 10. Bran, you're going to be up at number 9. You can just announce your title.
Okay.
Love this.
Yeah.
At number 9, What Are You Doing in My House? A Timeless Christmas.
Timeless Christmas. Great pick from 2020. It's Ryan Pavey is Charles Whitley. Aaron Cahill is Megan. Businessman and inventor Charles Whitney travels back from 1903 to 2020, where he meets Megan Turner, the curator of the Whitley Museum. Megan comes to realize that the man claiming to be Charles Whitley is actually the real Charles Whitley. And as they hide his identity from everyone else, they must figure out how to get him back home. Why do you love this for number 9?
Well, could the movie have had more hijinks? Sure, it could have. But one, we get a famous line, "What are you doing in my house?" which is just memorable and lovely. But I remember thinking at the time that this movie was really trying to do something new and fresh, and I felt like it accomplished it, especially at the time in which it came out. And so I look back fondly at this movie and the time in which we had while we watched it. For that reason,
remember the times we had. It's not goodbye. It's see you later.
That's exactly right.
You know?
It's see you later. It's see you later to Ryan Pavey. I'm sure he'll get a job soon. I'm going with number 9, A Timeless Christmas.
Yeah, you are.
So I won the betting pool with Kate. The Brian Pavey Get a Job. Good luck getting a job came
Right.
out within
He
the
can't
first
find
10
work?
minutes of actually drafting. I win. All right, Dan, he stole your line. What are you thinking about Brian Pavey in A Timeless
I'm
Christmas?
first every time in this. Is that how it works? I'm first in the veto order every time. Okay.
Yep, when it's not your turn, you're first.
Yeah, when it's not my turn, of course. Yeah, you can't take them with you. I'm going to veto this pick. I think this movie is trash. I think it just absolutely ruins a great premise with a slog. A time travel movie should never be a slog. This one's a slog. The leads don't do much for me, and I love Aaron Cahill, but the leads don't do much for me. And here's the thing is I know Ron Oliver has made some amazing movies. And weirdly enough, if Brand decides to play this higher up on the list, if we're going to have it, let's at least honor Ron Oliver for his one time travel movie. I don't think it belongs on the list, but I got 3 vetoes, and I'd like to see what Brand would like to play here at number 9 that's not a Ryan Pavey, Aaron Cahill time travel movie.
While he's doing that, I just want to remind you, Dan, that if he plays it again and you still have a veto, you can always veto
That's
it
true.
again.
And I got him. That's true.
Brand, do not let him intimidate you. What do you think? What are you going to replace it with?
I'm going to replace it with A Shoe Addict's Christmas.
Bingo. I love this play.
You know what? I think at the time in which this movie came out, I wasn't as high on it, but I have sat with it for a little while, and I quite enjoy this movie. And I think that it, at the very least, belongs in or around the list. And so I'm going to try my hand at it and play it at number 9.
So since you love this movie from 2018 with CCB and Luke McFarlane so much, I'm going to ask you to tell us what it's about.
Yeah, she gets stuck, and then there's some time travel. There's some, it gets a little stuck situation.
Stuck.
McFarlane's
Is she stuck, Brand?
She's stuck. She's stuck. Yeah.
Who hasn't been stuck?
Who hasn't been stuck?
Stuck.
She learns lessons.
Yeah.
She learns lessons, and it's a good time. Yeah.
And she buys shoes.
She buys shoes.
Yeah, that's true.
And she buys shoes. So
Goes without
Dan,
saying almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
Luke McFarlane, firefighter in there.
Of course.
Yeah. So I, at 9, 10, and 11, this is the only reason this stings a little is because we give Lynn our list and we're trying to get as many of our list on there. And I'm not going to get this one because I put this one at 11, but at 9, 10, and 11, I had 3 movies that I kept changing the place of over and over again. This one, Take Me Back to Christmas, and one more we'll wait on for now. But I at one point had this at 9. So I love this pick. Also, the reason this is, in my opinion, deserving of this list is something Brand no one's mentioned yet. Jean Smart. Jean
I
Smart
was just going to
is
say Jean Smart.
phenomenal in this movie.
Just
She's just like absolutely owning every scene she in. She steals every scene.
Every scene she in.
There's a weird
Call her the thief.
faith-based winking at the end of this that I don't like. And it's not a good movie. Don't get me wrong. Go listen to our review. But I do think it has aged better than a lot of CCB movies have, because Gene Smart is absolutely just hitting home runs in every scene. So thrilled with how this turned out.
Way back.
Unless Bri guy over here vetoes it, which he can't. It is his right.
Fully within my rights.
That's right.
Brian, you are unleashed today. So if you feel that this should not be on the list, you can use a veto. What do you think?
Yeah, the Gene Smart of it all. How could I veto this?
Wow.
You know?
All right, great.
No, this can stay on the list, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Great.
So we've got a Shoe Addicts Christmas at number 9, and that brings us to Dan's first pick for today. While you're thinking about that, Dan,
I'm sure he has to think about it.
Brian, so you're coming into this match with a leftover veto from the December's best holiday movies from 2023, like I said. But I wanted you to know that you are extremely popular with our listeners in Czechoslovakia and France for some reason. And you currently are the record holder for being referenced in drafts that you are not even a part of.
Man, that's a big deal.
Why do you think that is?
There's just, I mean,
you think it's because you're really bad at it?
Yeah, that it's just so easy to insult people. It's like low hanging fruit. Like, just compare it to Brian, just terrible. Yeah, that's news to me. And I guess, when you're just, you come up and you're such a surprising hit, it's like you're top of mind all the time. And I know I have like people's parents defending me and calling up their kids and telling them to stop being so mean to me. So, just international sensation.
They truly love you, and some of the things that people say in the drafts are really complimentary about your picks. So
tell them thank you in Czech, please, if you could.
Yes, exactly. All right, Dan.
Brian's big with the kids' parents. That's what I've always said.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm real comfortable with that in that situation.
For number 8, I'm going with The Boyfriends of Christmas Past.
The Boyfriends of Christmas Past. So, Boyfriends of Christmas Past is 2021. It's a sliding doors movie. Raymond Alblack is Nate. Catherine Hannah Kim is Lauren. Leading up to Christmas, Lauren is visited by the ghosts of 3 ex-boyfriends, Jake, Henry, and Logan, where they are able to show her some of the errors of her past relationships. She must learn to open up her heart or risk losing her best friend, Nate. Tell us about why you love this for number 8, Dan.
Yeah, so this is some Christmas Carol in it. It doesn't all work, but what I loved is this is Hallmark trying to push like some cultural inclusion in a way that they don't normally push it, which is we're not going to place people in our world. We're going to let them live in their world. But also it was a fresher take. I really liked Raymond Black and Catherine Kim a lot. You also get Paul Sun-Hyung Lee in this movie from Kim's Convenience. He's wonderful. So even though it all doesn't quite coalesce together in the way that I would like it, I think there are better Christmas Carol adaptations on this list that I think we will get to. This movie does enough, and it's fresh, and it doesn't feel formulaic or stale, and that's why it's at number 8 for me.
Yeah, good reasonings. Bran, you're actually up in the veto order first, since it was Dan's pick. What do you think of The Boyfriends of Christmas Past at number 8?
I like it so much that I had it at 8.
Bingo, baby.
So I'm not going to veto this, and then maybe this is how I end up keeping a veto for once. If Dan and I just have the same list, then maybe I'll store one of these up for a later game. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so far I'm liking where this is going, Dano.
So far, so good.
I actually had it at 9 to full disclosure, but I feel
Thank you for that.
I feel like
Thanks
the
for
8 and
disclosing.
7 pick are going to be played by these two, and I felt like this one might not. So
Thank you for disclosing that. You don't
I just
disclose
want to be
enough.
honest.
Yeah.
I'm
You don't
nothing but
disclose
honest.
enough. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a new chapter. Yeah. I'm on the fence here about vetoing this bad boy
Interesting.
because
Okay.
I feel like we could do better according to my list. But also like during this process of watching these movies, this one for some reason, maybe because it's fresh in my mind. It's a newer movie. It was on my mind a lot. I always was questioning, should I keep this in my top 10? Should I not? It didn't end up in my top 10, but I'm also thinking I only have 2 vetoes. I kind of want to mess with the higher movies a bit and throw some chaos in there. And I'm going to hold on to my 2 vetoes, and this can stay on the list.
A little bit more, please.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you send us a PowerPoint with your entire gameplay strategy? Did I miss that email?
I also might just hold on to my 2 vetoes. It's because I have 2 more drafts coming up.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's right. You're going to
He's
do
on the
the
docket for 2 more drafts.
yeah.
Deus.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
you got to
I
get
might
him
just-
out early on your calendar.
Yeah, I just might start packing them in. So I might not use any. We'll see.
See what
That's
happens.
right. You're gonna do the food forward draft in the fall, and then Christmas again. The
Food
holiday
forward.
movies again.
That's right.
Food forward.
All
Yeah.
right.
it's a
So yeah,
natural
this
fit.
can stay. This can stay.
All right.
Awesome.
Love
You
that
guys
for
are
me.
great. All
Nice.
right. So, just really quickly, we have Take Me Back for Christmas at 10, A Shoe Addict's Christmas at 9, The Boyfriends of Christmas. What's a lot of Christmas here, guys?
What?
Boyfriends of Christmas Past at 8. Kate, what do you think of the list so far before Brian can think about his pick for number 7? You're muted. I can't read your lips.
Sorry. I totally clicked it too. Okay. It's the bottom 3, so anything can happen here. But I had this little, while I was rewatching all these movies, thought that if we had a mini deckies for just these 30 movies, that Vanessa Lynge's far and away deserves Best Actress. It's a beautiful, heartbreaking performance. And I have a feeling we'll get around to my Best Actor choice later in this list. But yeah, you know what? Just because she's there, Jean Smart gets Best Supporting Actress.
I love
Nice.
that. Love
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. I do have some Austin absolutes for this list, so we'll see where they actually end up. But
How many non-Christmas movies would you be okay with making the list, Brand? Or are you going to have a field day?
I got to keep it under 25%.
Yeah, that's what I thought. 2.5. That means 2. No more than 2, according to Brand.
no more than 2 according to Brand, but
right.
What is number 7 according to Brian?
Number
Nicely
7.
done. That's
That
a
was
really
really
good. That's a
good.
seamless
It was.
transition. That was
Really
next
good.
level good.
Really good stuff.
All right, go ahead,
Thank
Brian.
you.
Yeah. Phenomenal. Number 7 is Before You Say I Do.
Before You Say I Do.
Mm-hmm.
This is a gem from 2009. It's a time travel movie. It's David Sutcliffe is George. Jennifer Westfeld is Jane. The only thing standing between George and Jane tying the knot is Jane's paralyzing fear, thanks to her first disastrous marriage to Doug. Heartbroken, she leaves him rather than take a chance. George gets into a car accident and is miraculously transported back in time to meet Jane just days before she marries Doug. This is George's chance to convince Jane to marry him instead of Doug. This movie is a ride. Brian, why do you like this at number 7?
This one, I was surprised at how kind of edgy, I guess it was. It was pretty humorous and fun. I was surprised at how well they did the knowing character. Like usually there's somebody who the person who time travel confides in, and they believe them. And this one, I thought that was like a really well done with I forget her name, but the newspaper boss being sort of like into cards or whatever. I forget what it was. I just watched this too. But it's so, for some reason, I can't
Man, put it at 7.
but all the characters fit really well, and they did a really good job, and it was pretty funny, and yeah, it caught me off guard with how like edgy it was. And so I thought that I actually have it higher on my list, but I'm just a little afraid to that it's going to be a real battle up there.
That's a B move what you just did there.
F, man.
Say, you know what he just
Seriously.
did? You know what he just did there?
What did I do there?
He said I have it higher on my list. He just threw that out there,
That's right.
knowing that he could play it again higher if we veto it.
Yeah. Well, that's not why.
I do think
I felt
it
like we
belongs.
talked about one thing before this draft started. We were all in agreement on, and Brian was just like, "Nah, I'm doing my thing."
Yep, basically.
What the F, man?
I have to, Lauren Holly is the actress you're thinking of who plays the
Okay.
newspaper boss.
Yep.
She's really great. So I'm curious to know if if Bran and Dan even had a chance, even watched this, because you had to find it on Tubi, I believe.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah.
What do you think? You think I watched it, Brian?
You did ask.
Did we
About it?
sit down and did we talk about how
So we
there are
discussed
7 movies I've not seen?
Mhm.
Which ones is there a couple I can eliminate? Because I don't have a lot of time here.
Yep.
And then, is there any highlight I should hit? You think I should hit? And I took your advice. I watched the ones you said.
Yeah.
And you didn't mention this movie.
I didn't mention this?
No.
Are you sure?
You didn't say it not once.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
I feel like I mentioned this one.
So Dan,
I say I do? No.
before
gotta
you
trust
say
me,
I
Dan.
do,
Trust me on this one, Dan. It's worth a watch.
Trust me, it's worth a what? You think I'm getting to it now?
Can we come back in like an hour and a half?
This is unbelievable.
sure.
I try to prepare for these as best I can with the time that I'm given.
Same here.
And I
You only had a year to
It
be
was a
fair.
I know, no,
You
no,
only had a
no,
year.
no.
We had 2.5
we
weeks.
waited
Okay.
way too late to start. But I watched all the heavy hitters.
Yeah.
The people, I looked through comments, the love letter, gotta watch it. The one with Princess Leia, gotta watch. I did it. And then this guy
I
comes
feel
in
like we
here.
talked about
We never
this.
said a word about this movie.
I think you'd really like it.
Dan, I think you'd really like, this is so unlike a Hallmark movie. It is, it's edgy. That's one word for it. So what are you going to do, Dan? You're going to, let
Yeah,
it slide?
keep it on there. Keep it on. Whatever. I've not seen it. There's not much I can do. I could use a veto. He could play it later. I don't want to talk about a movie I've not seen again. And I know Bran has seen it multiple times. Bran, take it away.
I do really like the dad from Roy's dad from Gilmore Girls. That does make me feel better about it.
It's not a Christmas movie.
Right.
Right.
I know exactly what you're saying there.
Yeah. Ruin that curve. F it all up.
I got one veto. Do I want to use it at 7? How important is it to me? Yeah, I'll veto it.
Oh,
What?
Let's have some fun.
I love
Let's have some fun.
Brandon, you are
What?
like, you get it, man.
Let's have some fun.
This
So
is
you have none left?
Great.
I have no vetoes left.
Brandon, I got you. I got 2 left. So not all heroes wear capes. Brian trying
right.
to not talk about
All
a
right.
movie and then play it.
I didn't try to not talk. I feel like I mentioned it.
No.
It
Two-
belongs on.
2 can play this game, Brian.
All right. Well,
yeah. What are you going to do?
I know exactly what I'm
Well,
going to do.
Do you know what you're going to do?
Yeah. There's
You
a
basically
movie
threw a
on this-
checkmate move there.
There's a
What?
movie on this list that I feel like it did a really good job at what it was. And a lot of people big fans of it. And I feel like just out of respect,
He's
I
not
think
gonna.
that the love
not
letter
gonna
belongs
do
to
it.
number 7.
This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable.
I feel like it has a place in this list. It's a quiet
unbelievable.
film. Okay.
You
Quiet.
literally looked me in the face last night and said it was terrible. You looked me in the face last night and said this movie was terrible.
It said it's unique.
Oh my God.
It's quiet. The idea is
It's gonna
interesting.
ruin a
I
friendship.
also said the idea is interesting.
Brian is a lying liar who lies.
I said the idea is interesting. They're
What
writing
liar?
letters to
What
each other.
liar?
It's so nice and quiet. You can work while you're watching it. You can get a lot of work done. And so I feel like, out of respect for the resurrection or whatever, the spirit of the resurrection,
Spirit of, and out of respect for him, of
and
course.
respect, we'll toss it at number 7 on this list.
So that is a baller move to take a movie from 2009 and
That's why I'm
replace
so
it with a
popular across
movie
the world.
from 1998. It is The Love Letter. It is a classic. It's Campbell Scott. It's Jennifer Jason Leigh. He travels, the time
Yeah,
traveling
doesn't
takes
exactly
place
travel.
between letters that are written and found and exchanged through this antique desk that Campbell
Beautiful
Scott
desk.
is.
The people
is
don't time travel?
refurbishing.
No,
No.
it's a letter, Brian.
Sorry, it should come as no surprise. I saw the cover of this movie and I said hard pass.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also, and people need, I didn't want to interrupt you, Lynn. Did you finish the description? I want to make sure.
I did, but Bran, there isn't, I don't want to spoil it because you should watch it. The ending the ending is very different, and I think you would love the ending. I really do.
I don't watch black and white movies, and I don't watch Hallmark movies before the year 2008. That's the rule of thumb that I have.
I gave this movie a chance because people freaking love this movie. I gave it a chance.
Thank you.
How dare you? How dare you? I'm going to punch him square in the face. The first hour of this movie is a snail on a turtle's back. It couldn't be slower. It is brutal, and it is not what I want to watch. And it is not my Hallmark and not my time travel, because I didn't watch this till yesterday, or I would have submitted that this movie should not be allowed in this list, because no one travels through time. They do not do a sliding doors, and there is not time loop.
There is a time travel element
Component.
to it.
Yes, there is.
And the ending is up for debate.
Yes.
About.
I just don't think it's in the spirit of this category. And for that reason.
Before you do that, can I ask you a quick question? So when the snail's on the turtle's back, which one of them is moving?
I was wondering this. Yeah.
I always love giving my impression of a snail on a turtle's back. You ready?
Yeah.
So the turtle's moving.
The snail is on
catching a ride.
He is flying.
So I didn't know.
Like, this is living.
This is Greenville.
He's like,
That tells me everything I need to know.
You wearing a helmet?
I didn't know.
Yes.
Snail on a turtle's back almost makes me think that the turtle's stationary and the snail's actually moving upon the back of the turtle.
But now the turtle's moving. Yeah.
Now I get it.
Is boring. I don't really care if I get my list anymore. He can't play both of these. He can choose one later, but he cannot play them both. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. He can't play. He has to choose another title at 8, correct, Lynn? He can't play before I say I do at 8. Great.
7.
Excuse me.
7.
Yes. Veto.
Come on.
What you wanted me to do.
I'm sorry, listeners.
If you're going to be a liar,
I know we all care to look at this on the list so much. I tried.
A liar.
I did what I could. It'll look good.
Everyone in France is visibly upset at this point.
No, this is right up to
here's the thing.
alley.
Here's what I know about you.
They love this stuff.
Is you won't play it at 3. You won't. I'll let it stay. If I have a veto at 3 and you play it,
You'll let it stay?
Wow. I'm telling you right now.
Oh my gosh.
In the spirit
Who did you say wanted to punch you, Dan? Who did you say wanted to punch you?
I wanted to punch him.
Oh, you wanted to punch him?
Yeah.
Yes.
And he will.
Yeah.
Later. He will later.
Try again, Bri guy.
All right, 7.
Here we go.
Just in time for Christmas.
There we go.
Nope. Oh, yeah. I thought that was, you said take me back to Christmas for some reason.
No, just in time for Christmas.
Just in
William
time
Shatner
for
joint.
Christmas. All right. So 2015, Sliding Doors. Michael Stahl, David is Jason. Eloise Munford is Lindsay. A young psychology professor, Lindsay must choose between moving across country for her dream job or staying in her hometown to marry the man of her dreams, Jason. And on a foggy December night, she gets a little help from a coachman who takes her 3 years into the future and shows her what her life will become.
Dan, you're a coachman, right?
No, it's different. It's different if you can believe it. Yeah.
Okay.
Brian, this is so unlike Before You Say I Do and The Love Letter. Why do you like this one for your number 7 pick?
Eloise Munford is phenomenal in this movie. Christopher Lloyd in another time travel. The car he's driving, a lot of fun.
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd's not in this movie.
He's not in this movie. This movie that you're thinking of, Next Stop.
No, he is
Just
in
in
this
time
movie.
for Christmas.
Oh,
His father in this movie.
He plays her grandpa.
This is just
Yeah, he's the grandpa.
Okay, got it. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
My bad.
No, I know.
I'm sorry.
I know. So
I know.
yeah, just a lot of fun. Again, kind of witty. And we spent a lot of time. Like some of these you take a lot of time getting to the time travel part of it. I feel like in this one we get to it and we spend a lot of time there, and I think I prefer that versus a long build up into the time travel, which some of these movies had. So yeah, really good time. I feel like it belongs in this list, and putting it here.
All right. He's going to put it there. Dan, are you going to let him keep it? I think you have
I have another veto left and a veto
And one
override.
veto override. Yeah.
I am going to let him keep that there. I had this at 12, but I like my 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Not a lot of gap there. I could have played any of these at 8, 9, or 10. So 7 a bit high. Yeah. But in the grand scheme of things, no, this movie does what it sets out to do. And I'm fine with that.
He's fine with it. Bran, number 7, just in time for Christmas, our 4th Christmas movie on this list. What do you think?
I do think criminally underutilized William Shatner in this movie. Should have been in it way more.
Yeah, he's not in it nearly enough.
But I agree. Eloise Mumford, always a delight. It didn't quite make my list, but I can see how it got there for you, Brian. I'll let it slide.
Bran
also law of averages. I think I have to.
You don't have a choice but to let it slide, but you will. He will let it slide.
For the record.
So while Bran chooses his pick for number 6, could you do that snail on a turtle's back face again?
It's really good. Like you really it's like you got to think through. There's levels to this joke. Yeah. My impression of a snail on a turtle's back. It's just, I mean, just the amount of speed and velocity. The snail's not ready.
It looks like the snail
can stick on that shell
right on there.
But the velocity is unlike anything. It's like a roller coaster.
Like its poor neck. I feel bad for its neck.
Yeah.
Oof.
Wow. I would think that they moved at the same speed as snail and a turtle.
No, snail's way slower. Read a book, Lynn.
Yeah, come on. Just embarrass yourself.
I need to stop watching The Love Letter and before you say I do and read a book.
Do snails have necks?
Well, not bones and structure. Yeah, no, it's
just conceptually.
It'd be uncomfortable because after that they're just walking around.
Yeah. They're basically all neck, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Bran, save us all. What do you want for number 6?
Number 6, I am going with "Where Are You, Christmas?" I think I'm gonna roll with that. Yeah, "Where Are You, Christmas?"
Where Are You, Christmas? 2023. It's a time loop. Lindsay Fonseca, Michael Rady. We watched this at the marathon, right?
We did, yes.
Yes, I remember the reactions in the room. This is a magical wish trope that Hallmark loves to do. Feeling overwhelmed by everything Christmas with her marketing job and her going to her Christmas family, Addie wishes for Christmas to just go away. So sad. Her wish is not only miraculously granted, no one in her family or in her hometown remembers Christmas, and now everyone and everything is in black and white and sad shades of not Brandon gray, just gray. And Addie is the only person who remembers Christmas. She tries to convince everyone, and slowly but surely, she meets up with Michael Rady's character, and things start to happen. She's trying to tell everyone what Christmas is all about, and everyone turns back into color. Spoiler alert, except for Addie, and then we learn what happens. Fran, why do you love this movie? Number 6.
A few reasons I love this movie. Obviously, time and place in which I watched it, magical time. 2, the first time color comes back with Rady, I believe. That's a tough moment to beat. Like, just as they do it a lot in the movie, and so it loses a bit of its magic. But the first time it happens, I remember cheering. I tear up in this movie. I really, really like this movie, and once again, I will say I think they underutilized Michael Rady in this movie. Give Rady more to do.
Let Rady cook.
Let Rady cook.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You jumped up out of your chair, humped your fist, and went, "Yes!"
Yeah,
it was
about right. Yeah,
fabulous. Dan, are you going to you going
turns
to
out
his dreams?
Where Are You Christmas is also number 6 on my list. Doctor, can't believe it. We're agreeing so much. So I have no qualms about this at all. I love it here. It's where it belongs.
I just want to say, if anybody ever questions like Dan and I's friendship or anything like that, we've not
talked about this at all.
This is proving.
That's it.
This is proving it right here.
Yeah.
In fact, I was in such a rush to get through the chat at the beginning that I was saying that I left out where you guys are really good friends in real life. You're good friends of ours. You're very good friends of this podcast.
Be friends with
And
each other.
Brian, please don't feel invisible as they were shaking and hugging each other behind your back as they were talking.
Literally, just right
Literally
behind-
shaking their hands behind
Well,
your
you
back.
went behind our back already
Yeah,
today. So.
yeah. If we're talking about going behind people's backs, there's a place we need to start. I'm just letting you know.
I don't normally release the video recordings with these drafts, but I'm seriously considering this one. Just if not for the snail on the turtle, the shaking behind Brian's back is just
So both
it's a
hands.
lot.
Both hands.
Brian,
Yep.
use your veto. Play with love. What are you going to do?
Yeah, you just get one veto?
I have two.
You have two.
I have two. I hate to do this because that was such a beautiful like sequence that we had there. Brand's description, they shook hands, they have the same number. Unfortunately,
I would implore you to think long and
in
hard
the spirit of game
about what
play,
you're about to do.
looking at my list and understanding how there is a winner at the end of this,
What you have? Where do you have this bad boy?
contractually obligated to veto this pick. I didn't even have this on my top 10.
Okay. I'm going to override that veto.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm going to override that veto.
Mhm.
Okay.
Lynn,
You're using it. You've had that veto override.
We're having a good time.
That's right.
Okay.
Overridden. You've
I've
used
had
your
that-
veto override from the very first.
I've had that
Hallmark
veto
Movie
override
Draft
for a
Show.
year. So it's been
Yep,
sitting
you've had
waiting
it
for a
for a
time
year.
like this. Yeah.
Mm.
Who do you think you
Brian.
are? We are.
You
That's right.
are.
That's
I
right.
am.
Okay.
Damn.
I just, there are rules, you know? You got to play the game. Unfortunately, there are winners and losers. This is business. This
You
isn't
did-
personal.
So you tell me you didn't have this on your
Tell
top
us-
10?
No, I
Tell us about your list.
But
Tell us
I-
about the movie now that you know it's staying on the list. Tell us your
well,
thoughts
I
on the
still
movie.
have a veto, right?
No, but it's that this movie's locked in.
Locked
I
in.
overrode your veto.
Right.
It's
And I
done.
can't come back. Oh, so an override.
Is it? That's
Okay,
the end of
is
the
stop.
discussion.
It doesn't
correct?
come back. Okay.
Yeah, so it's done. That's locked in.
Tell
at
you
6.
about, yeah, everything you said, I agree with. It's just, it wasn't in my top 10. Because it was just, I don't know. There are other ones I enjoyed more.
Like the boring letter movie?
You did.
Be honest.
Maybe.
No,
didn't.
you didn't.
No, you didn't. No, you
No,
didn't.
I mean, come on. The letter movie. No.
No way.
And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's
You
not
gave it the old
personal.
college try. It
Yeah.
didn't work out.
We're just having fun here.
We're having fun.
Yeah.
Having fun.
This, yeah, sure, it's going to look good on the list. I'd feel bad taking it off the list. I got to throw it out there. I got to make an attempt to, compete. But as usual, I'm stomped down. I'm not competitive, and I'm not going to win. So
I think you
Right
might.
where I
I don't
belong.
have many. I don't have many. I mean, like I only have 3 of the 5. I think.
Brian,
So-
you absolutely could win.
You could.
You were one of the winners who competed in the 2023 Tournament of Champions.
That I ended up winning.
That's
Yes,
right.
that
That's
was
right.
yes.
destroyed. Yeah,
No.
I just looking at the list and what's on the list and what's on my list. I just have a feeling.
Well, the reason I overrode it is because I know that all 3 of us have a collective conscience about what's going forward, and I think that regardless of what's happened, who sniped who first, who didn't talk to us
who shook
beforehand,
hands behind the other
who's
person.
who clearly went against the rules we had pre-established, we're all going to have a lot in common down the stretch here. I firmly believe that. So there's that.
Brian doesn't look convinced, but that's okay. Brian doesn't.
I
look
feel good
convinced.
about the top.
All
I
right.
think we all feel good
So,
about the top.
They're
guys,
almost
we're-
indisputable. the
Yeah,
top.
I have one question. Is Brandon and I have been so in sync, and if I knew to count on him on what I want him to play it for, I feel like, and I think he's going to do it. I've right here. I'm like locking in at 4 because that if you're not going to do it at 4, I got to play it at 5. But I think we're on the same page. I feel good about it. I overrode the veto.
Talking about the letter movie?
Yeah, love letter, of course.
Yeah.
Duh. Yeah.
You. Thank
Are
you.
we ready for 5 for me?
Ready.
we are. Let me do a quick recap of where we are. We've got Take Me Back for Christmas at 10, A Shoe Addict's Christmas at 9, at 8, The Boyfriends of Christmas Past, at 7, Just in Time for Christmas, at 6, and just in case you were missing a Christmas movie, we have Where Are You Christmas? So, Dan, what are you going to offer up for number 5?
At number 5, I'm going to play It's Christmas Carol. It's Christmas, Carol.
It's
It's one of my-
Christmas, Carol. So
right.
this is the one movie
Don't F with me. Don't F with me at 3 because I did this.
that I didn't get a chance to actually watch. I know it's from 2012. I know it's Sliding
This is,
Doors.
if you believe it, this is a little better than the Letter movie.
What?
A little bit. A little better than the Letter movie. It's
I
hard
know
to
that
believe.
Carrie Fisher is in it. So Bran,
Yeah.
tell us about It's Christmas, Carol.
Yeah, Brian, tell us all
I'm
about
gonna give it over. I'm gonna throw it over to.
Here's the thing. A couple things. First of all, Carrie Fisher is a revelation in this movie. She's great. The lead should be in more of these movies, and I don't know what her name is now. Vanessa something, maybe? I don't remember. She's great.
Emmanuel,
not Vanessa.
Vogier.
So what's great about this movie? A couple things. First of all, it treats adults like adults, like the couple, she's going back in time to see where things went wrong and how she's become this awful human. She's become a monster of a human being that runs a publishing company, like to the effect of great humor. Like it is so over the top. She's the worst human being. And I love that in the protagonist because it gives you some growth. Nowadays, the protagonist has to be like, even if they don't love Christmas, there's a reason for it. And they still have somewhat of a soft exterior. Not this performance. It is very much, she's the worst person. We would see where our relationship went wrong. She holds on to that bitterness and darkness for over an hour in this movie and finally breaks with like single tears. And it's perfect. And who's leading her through? Who's the ghost of present, past, and future? Carrie Fisher. Carrie Fisher is. And it's awesome.
Her walking down the stairs.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And then also, this woman who is a big-time businesswoman doesn't ever have to give up being a big-time businesswoman. She doesn't find out that I should have quit, like in like Dream for Christmas or whatever. I should have quit so I could have a family. It's, I need to be a better boss. Profit, people are more important than profit, but also I'm still going to continue in the corporate world. Amazing, amazing ending, amazing performance. Carrie Fisher. This movie was the big shock of me of watching new movies, and it belongs in the top 5. It's Christmas Carol.
It's Christmas Carol. All right, now I absolutely will watch it. Bran, you are first up in the veto order. What did you think of It's Christmas Carol?
Well, I got nothing going on here because I used my veto. But I would leave it. I had seen this movie a long time ago. Did not rewatch it for this.
Watched a little with me.
Watched a little of it with you. Yeah, it's 2012. It was a fun time for Hallmark. And I'm is there another movie or two that I would have liked to have seen kind of in this world?
This is what I'm worried about.
Sure.
This is my big concern.
But yeah, I can't not let it roll. And so
no, but you might be convincing Brian to use his veto. Help you out. So you never know. Your voice is always important, whether or not you have a veto.
Thank you. That was so empowering. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You're welcome. And Brian, your voice is important no matter what Dan and Bran say.
Oh my gosh.
I know that's not true.
Wait, no, it is true.
This movie I was concerned with more than any movie on this list, with this getting a proper position, because
so that's my whole thing is I'm like, this movie belongs on the list, but I don't want you to play it at 3. I think there are 3.
Yes, that's the problem.
Above and beyond movies.
Yeah.
And so it's me and Brandon, and I there's another movie I really want on the list. Here we are.
Yeah. No, this definitely belongs on the list. Standout movie during this experience. Really funny, edgy. Like, this really surprised me. And I had a really great time watching this movie. Psyched that it's on the list. Great pick.
Thanks, Brian.
Great pick. Are you going to shake his hand, Dan?
No.
Okay.
Video
says I
only do that behind people's back.
Draw the line.
Shows that I offered, and he declined.
He did decline. He didn't even look at you. That was lovely. Bran, it is all up to you, my friend.
And I am fascinated by this.
Remember,
Bran, I get pick 1.
Right.
Okay.
What do we have for vetoes and veto overrides left?
Sure.
Do we have a count?
So Brian, you still have a veto and a veto override. Bran is out of Church's Chicken and out of vetoes, and Dan has one veto left.
Now, you can't override your own pick. So the only way you can use your override is if I veto Brand.
Okay.
Right?
Yep. I can't override your
So
veto of my
that's
pick.
correct.
Yep.
That's correct.
That's right.
Okay, Bran, he's thinking
Oh,
hard.
boy.
This is no pressure.
Brand.
Just let him do it.
I want it so bad. I feel like everything's going to be perfect if you'll just
Dan
play
is
the
going
right
to
movie here.
explode.
I am playing a movie that I adore.
Oh no, I know what he's.
It was one of the first
Yep.
movies that I watched
I know what he's doing.
as in my Hallmark career, and by career I mean before it was my career. I'm going with a true classic, Pete's Christmas.
Of course.
It's a Christmas from 2013. It made Bran's cutoff date of 2008. It's
That's
a
right.
time loop movie.
This is
It's-
sweet time. 2012, 2013. There's a lot of fun to be had on the
So
Hallmark
much
channel.
fun. So much fun. Zachary Gordon is Pete. Bruce Dern is Grandpa. This movie gave me sort of Home Alone vibes-ish, right?
So much like Home
Also
Alone, yeah.
with a throwback brand
Quality
that
script.
Alonso had you watch, which is A Christmas Story kind of a thing. Bruce Dern is Grandpa. So it's about a middle child, Pete, who finds himself in the unexpected spotlight when he realizes his family's terrible Christmas day just keeps repeating. As the only one experiencing the day over and over, he decides to use this unique gift to give the holidays a makeover and give his family a Christmas they will never forget. Brad, why
Yeah,
do you love
yeah.
this movie at number 4?
One of the first Hallmark movies I saw. It is a movie that I will watch not every year, but I did just rewatch it. We rewatched it last year. I watch it every couple of years. I just think it's really fun, really wacky, really dumb, but the cast is really fun. Bailey Madison's in it, and she's always a good time here over on the Hallmark Channel. Is it the best? No, it's not the best. Is it a great time? Heck yeah, it is. Give me Pete's Christmas.
Awesome. There's snowball fights that should never be happening. Like there's all out, sibling rivalry. There's all kinds of stuff. Dan, have you seen this movie?
Am I aware that if I veto this, what happens in the top 3 is the 3 movies that should be there aren't there? Yes, I'm aware of that. Am I aware that by choosing some more normalcy here, I'm opening the door for complete chaos? Here's what I'll say. I'm going to veto this pick. And I'm going to use my last veto to do it. So
Wow.
Brian's pick will stand. Everybody's picks will stand the rest of the way unless Brian vetoes it. The reason I'm doing that is because if we choose chaos after this point, I have the first pick and I'm going to choose the most chaos. I will not put what is deserved there. I won't do it. I won't. You will. The beloved movies of this draft will not be in the top 10. They won't. I'm telling you right now, they won't. And if you veto one, I'll put another crazy in there. So I'm vetoing it now to hope to have some normalcy here and get us back on track, knowing I have no more vetoes. All my defense is I got 15 movies to choose from at number 1 that aren't the ones that deserve to be there. So I'm vetoing it.
So Dan is throwing down a gauntlet. He's veto it. Brian, do you want to override his veto? And
Yeah, I'd like to
lock in-
override that veto.
Yeah, you would. Of course. You have it at 4? Okay. Then I'll just do it anyway. That's fine. I'll just do it anyway.
Are you overriding it, Brian?
You want to override it?
Yeah, I'm overriding that veto.
Did you have it in your top 10?
No,
No, of course not.
this is for my boy Brad.
This backfired so hard. Dan, you weren't supposed to veto it. I expected Brian to veto it. That was my whole thing here. If he didn't veto it, were you going to veto it?
No way. He wasn't going to veto it, Brand.
I just wanted to actually, you know what? Maybe I would have.
No, you wouldn't have.
But now that just the idea of
Guys,
like,
I am pulling the plug on this draft. This list has zero integrity. We're
I
done.
don't know what else to do. Brian was not going to veto that pick. He's going to hoard. You know what he does? He just saves everything. I know that.
I have one veto left, and
there was one
Clear
movie
that.
that I knew Brian didn't like, and it was Pete's Christmas.
yeah,
I had that in the chamber.
yeah.
I don't think he'd have vetoed it.
I don't. Yeah, maybe but you had. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because he could still
I
play.
might have.
Earlier,
Yeah,
he
I
wanted
did.
to save vetoes because the top of the draft mattered more to him.
But he still got a chance to play Beyond the Sea or whatever. It's at 3.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like
I just didn't anticipate. I thought we had a thing.
I
thought you knew what I was doing here, Dan, and
I'm
that's
sorry.
on me.
No,
that's on me.
no.
I went too far. I went too far.
We both know what deserves to be there.
So authentically, really enjoy this movie. I really do watch it, not every year, but on a regular basis. It's definitely not top 10 worthy. And I apologize to everybody involved. Sometimes things get away from you.
Man, Brian wouldn't have vetoed it.
And
He'd have kept it.
sometimes
He'd
Brian
have kept
is
it for the number
unleashed
1.
and saves the movie at number 4. Brian, you have this thing with the number 4 pick.
Brian,
in
I
your
think that this
drafts.
still gives us the opportunity to have the correct order.
I think
Yeah.
I think we'll have the
Yeah, I think we will. It's your pick,
It's my.
Yep.
Brian.
It's
You have
my
to pick
pick.
again. Oh no,
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 it's
never
Dan.
mind. We're not going to have the correct order.
That's the
that's
top
done.
3 will. The top 5 is trash now.
I mean, I don't know what I'm doing at 1 now.
You
All right,
promise.
Brian.
You promise is made.
Yeah.
So,
Brian, you have the number 3 pick. What do you think you're going to play?
oh,
And
boy.
while you're thinking, I'm going to read this list again, give you the state of the list. At 10,
This is so ridiculous.
Take Me Back for Christmas. At 9, A Shoe Addict's Christmas. At 8, The Boyfriends of Christmas Past. At 7, Just in Time for Christmas. At 6, Where Are You Christmas? At 5, It's Christmas, Carol. At 4, Pete's Christmas. And at 3, Brian, what do you say?
At 3, I think I gotta go with Ghost of Christmas Always.
Ghosts of Christmas Always. So
Yeah.
this is a
And then I'm not going to play
great
it at 1.
movie that we all loved.
I'm not gonna.
That's right. You can't.
From 2022. It's time travel. It's Ian Harding as Peter. Kim Matula is Catherine. It follows Catherine, a ghost of Christmas present, as she helps one soul to rediscover his Christmas spirit. But this year has something unusual in store. Brian, why do you love this movie for number 3?
Yeah, just a great movie. We all loved it. We're surprised by it, wanted more of it. We're hoping for a follow-up on it. And it just, I couldn't not put it on the list. And it could be anywhere in the top 3. So 3, you could argue it as number 1. But you know, it's going to be 3 for me. And I hope we get more like it because it was a really, really good movie.
I would
Awesome.
love more like it. Sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously,
Great.
don't have a veto left. I love this movie. If you told me it was 1, 2, or 3, I'd be happy. And I think it is one of the best Hallmarks ever made. Wonderfully deserving. A great movie.
Great movie. Yeah, everybody's out of vetoes except for Brian. But Brian, we would still love to hear your thoughts on Ghosts of Christmas.
Yes, I had it at 3 as well. I adore this movie. I don't know what it says about me that like my 3 favorite Hallmark movies are all time travel related movies. But
Yeah.
this is right up there towards the top of the list of my favorite of all time. Blew me away when we saw it. I just didn't know it was possible to do something this good on the network in which I love so much. Like I really did feel like there was a ceiling. And it was a ceiling that I loved. And this movie proved that you can do more. You can do more. So I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy it's number 3.
You're happy it's number 3. And Bran, it's your turn for number 2. While you're thinking about that, Kate, what do you think of the list so far?
I think it's wild. I'm trying to keep track over here. And
Just buckle up. It's going
Yeah.
to get wilder.
I can't wait. For Pete's Christmas, I have to say, I didn't hate it. It was cute. Does not belong on this list. But Bailey Madison, have you guys ever seen that sketch of Vanessa Bayer on Weekend Update where she's like the over the top, like
Yes.
like a Broadway actress. Like
Mhm.
that is Bailey Madison to me. Every time I see her, I think that she's Vanessa Bayer. That's
fun.
good.
I love that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, Bran, we are all on pins and needles here. What are you going to
I've
play
already
for
written
number
it down,
2?
but go ahead.
I'm going to do the right thing here. I'm going to play Round and Round at number 2.
Wow. Thank you. Impressive.
That is bold,
Yeah.
sir. Bold.
I had it at number 1. My concern here is now that there's problems. And I think the question that I had to ask myself is if Dan is actually going to do this thing that he says he's going to do.
Yeah.
Played Pete's Christmas break.
Which I know.
You played Pete's Christmas.
I know. I thought we
deserve whatever coming for you.
I thought that we had a thing. I thought you knew what I was doing. I had to ask myself between Biltmore Christmas and Round, which movie would I not be able to live with myself knowing what I did if it was not on the list?
What a play. Sure.
And while personally, I go back and forth on any given day on which one I like more. I do think that Round and Round is the more special movie. And for that reason, I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to right my wrong the best that I can. And I'm going to put Round and Round at 2.
Yep.
So Round and Round at 2, it's a time loop, of course. It's Vic McCallis is Rachel, Brian Greenberg is Zach, Rick Hoffman, who I would watch in anything, is Stan. Rachel's stuck in a time loop, reliving the night of her parents' Hanukkah party. Can Zach, the nice boy grandma's trying to set her up with, help her make it to tomorrow? Paula Shaw is the grandma. She's in a million Hallmark movies. Rick Hoffman plays Rachel's dad, Stan. He's in Suits and Billions. He's just awesome. And this movie was ranked number 1 in our best holiday movies of 2023 draft back in December, where Mary, Vanessa, and Brian put that list together. So, Brian, I'm going to start with you because you're the only one with the veto. Is this going to stay at number 2?
This is so much fun, by the way. I
Yeah.
just love this.
This obviously this is, we all know this is the number 1 movie. Number 1 and 4 don't count in this draft.
It's number 2. It's number 2 right
Yeah,
now.
but one in our hearts. And so yeah, this belongs on the list. Brand did the right thing. Thank you. And I'm gonna stand right by that.
You're going to stand right by it. You're going to save your veto. Good for
Yeah.
you.
He's got 1, right?
Yeah.
He's got 1. He's the only one left with any kind of sway or
Right.
swag. So there you
Yes.
have it.
Power.
Sway, swagger, power. Yes.
So Round and Round is number 2. Do you want to
Slippy,
say
slappy.
anything about it?
Round and Round's a wonderful movie. I love it. And it is number 1 of any Hallmark movie that has ever been made, ever. It is an actual rom-com that transcends the genre of Hallmark movie. The script is great. The performances are great. The ending is amazing. It's better than anything else we have. It would be the thing that I would show people who were interested and thought that every movie was a joke to defend the genre in the movie making. It is fantastic, and I'm overjoyed that it is on this list.
That it made the cut.
Yeah. Bran is trying to appeal to my good nature here by putting that movie on there, hoping I'll put his favorite first.
No, I'm just trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
I
The right
realize
thing is not play Pete's Christmas at 4. That's the right thing. That's the right thing.
I think we're all learning.
Yeah.
We all are
We
learning.
just
I
look
think-
backwards
Yeah.
and start moving forward.
And that's the thing, like so often you take chances and you're trying to figure this crazy thing called life.
Yeah.
On this
And
spinning
like
magical
you
wheel.
make mistakes.
Podcast we call Hallmark
You
Movie
make
Draft.
mistakes. And what I would
What they
hope
called her.
is that when I make mistakes, I could at the very least count on my friends to have my back.
Where you went wrong.
And so, that's kind of where I'm at. I really expected my friends.
That's not what friends are for.
Number 1 rip in time. Niall Mater, just going full out of the box. Niall Mater, just the kiss in this movie in the rain. Are you kidding me right now? It's fantastic. This is the first time you feel like Niall is like creating a character. He's got an accent. He's doing a thing with his hair. He's great. Number one, Rip in Time. Put it on the big board.
Well, yep. Put it on the big board, Brian.
I'll go first since you're thinking.
Yeah.
I
You're
love
not
this
You're
movie.
either leaving here with a bad number one or if you know
I love this movie. I love this movie. I think that it should be on the list. I had it in my top 5. I think that this could have gone way worse. And so all things considered, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled that Rip in Time is at number 1. Thrilled. All things considered.
All things considered.
NPR.
Brian,
TM.
is it? So I'm going to use that tagline to promote this episode. Things could have gone way worse.
Yes, all things considered.
All things considered.
And we had a great time.
I feel like it was
Brian,
more than
this is-
generous. It was more than
more
generous,
generous.
on my end.
Generous.
It was a olive branch.
It's a great pick because now I'm like, I almost want to veto just to see what's next. What's behind door number 2 here?
I think if you veto, Dan does the right thing and puts Biltmore at 1. I think he does the right thing.
And
I think he did what it's a win-win here. It's a win if he gets to play Rip in Time at 1 because of our shenanigans.
Yep.
Win.
Yep.
It's a win if you veto it because now you're out of vetoes and he accomplished what he wants to do there.
Yep.
So it's a win-win for Dan
and
for myself. Honestly, I'm living pretty high right now.
High in the
But
hall.
what if it was a rig in time?
A rig in
instead of
time.
Rip in
Oh
time?
boy,
Would you still
that's what
veto
we
it?
need. That's what we don't need. Is a rig in time.
Fill
down this well and everything's in black and white.
You're never on time. You're barely in time.
What is time?
What are you going to do, Brian?
Well, there's something about just hoarding things and taking something with you. And so I know I'm not taking a trophy, so I'm going to go ahead and take my veto. Take my veto.
You
This
can't
is
take
why
it with you.
Rip in
I'm
Time is-
telling you tonight. You can't take it with you.
Can I tell you
You're
this
not
right
taking
now?
it to the afterlife.
I'm more proud of Rip in Time at 1 because of if I had chosen a terrible movie, then it doesn't help anybody. But this is the perfect situation to show Hoarder Brian.
A little B that's like, I'm playing for the future and play for right now. Play for right now for once in your GD life. You're constantly like, oh, I'm outthinking the room. Don't freaking outthink the room. Just be in the room with us.
What I think
be in the room
is
with
that
us.
1 and 4 don't count.
Use
we had a
vetoes.
great list.
1 and
and
4
I'm,
counts.
I'm walking out here with a veto.
You're a coward.
Number
You're
one
a coward.
on the list doesn't count.
You're a coward.
Yeah.
One
Make it count. Then make it count. Do the right thing. You're a coward.
Brian.
My veto.
Brian.
My priceless veto.
You're a coward.
It stays.
Rip in Time at 1.
Lynn, do us all. How much do I got to pay you to not let him have his carry it with him?
You were just saying you came out high in the hog.
How much do I got to pay you to not let him take his veto with him?
Reach
You
into
don't have
those
to pay me
pockets.
anything. You just have to do the Way Home season 2 draft and come up with 10 memorable moments.
That's harder than it seems.
He just wants to pay.
I would pay.
Name a
That would
number.
be, that's worth
Really? Why
more
should
than
it pay me?
anybody.
Yeah. Okay. I'll come up with 10 not awful moments.
I can't do that. I can't do that to you, Brad. And I can't do that. All right, Brian, are you serious?
Howard.
You're going to let this stand?
Brian, you're vetoing it?
That's it.
Rip in
Brian.
Time. Rip
You're
in
done?
Time at 1.
Good.
Rip in Time at 1. Oh my goodness.
Chris
These-
Palaha, Bethany Joy Lynn's not on the list.
Not even on the list.
But Pete's Christmas,
Where
never
it
a
belongs.
Before
Nostalgic
we get
pick.
to your individual lists and before I tell you
Before
who
that, Lynn,
actually
you think he'd have vetoed?
won?
He overrode my veto, Brand. He
I
literally went above and beyond.
There's
to
no
keep
way
it.
to know what would actually have happened. There's no way.
That's true. That's true.
I do think
He would not have.
I
don't
think I played it at the right point.
Yeah.
4 is that sweet spot.
It is.
Where he's like, you know what? I think it's worth it at this point.
Brian knew that the movie played at 1 was bad and still didn't use the veto. You think he's using it at 4 for
Yeah, but
Pete's
now
Christmas?
he's doing what you're doing. He's
What?
trying to make a point here. So if you want to do this, I'll do that.
But my whole thing is that there's no world where he's giving up his last veto unless it is so personal.
Yeah.
He's not going to do it. He's going to die with it. We're going to bury him in cash. Like that's who he is. He's not going to part with the
Because he's a
veto.
coward.
That's right.
Just different.
I know.
I
Sorry,
thought you
go
said
on.
bury him in cats. and I was eating
I
learn.
hope not. I sure hope not.
Now,
Please
a
don't do
snail
that.
on a cat's back.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Straight off. Blind. They're blind after that.
All right. Well, we've been keeping score in real time. So in a minute, we're going to let you all know who actually won
Spirit
this
of the
draft. But
Resurrection
before we
Dogs.
do that, Kate and I had our little side hustle. Kate, just
Ripping
really
time,
quickly, just
obviously.
tell us what your top 10 was, just the titles and stuff.
I got 5 of the final list. I got number 10, Just in Time for Christmas. Number 9, Before You Say I Do. Number 8, A Dream of Christmas. AWOC didn't come up today. Number 7, Ghosts of Christmas Always. Number 6, A Timeless Christmas. Number 5, Take Me Back for Christmas. Number 4, Round and Round. Number 3, Love Strikes Twice. Should be on the list. Can't believe
Should
it
be.
didn't
Yeah,
come
it's
up.
good.
I thought you were gonna play that, but it didn't even come up.
Well, in my head, I thought Brand was going to play it at 4.
Mhm.
I thought it was pretty clear. Christmas Carol 5, 4, Love Strikes Twice, and then the last 3 Ghost Round and Round.
I have I have Love Strikes Twice at number 4.
Yep.
Number
Unbelievable,
two-
man.
I think I have it at 5.
Oh,
Yeah, it belongs on the list for sure.
yeah. Number 2, I do have Rip in Time, so I got real close on that one. I love Rip in Time. There's my Decky Best Actor winner is Niall in that movie. Oh my
Not
god.
shaking
there's-
hands now.
we flew, Brand, we tried.
I flew too close.
Flew a little close to the sun.
And my number 1 is Biltmore, and this is really sad that it's not anywhere on this list.
Yeah.
It's,
All right.
it's Christmas,
Great,
though.
great
Maybe
list.
next year.
Yeah.
Mine is as follows at number 10, Pete's Christmas. Yes,
Yep.
absolutely. At 9, Before You Say I Do.
Oh, that wasn't a joke.
No, that's not a joke. No, not a joke. At 8, A Dream of Christmas, Nikki DeLoach, Andrew Walker. At 7, Ghosts of Christmas Always. At 6, Love Strikes Twice. At 5, Rip in Time. At 4, Timeless Love, Sliding Doors, Rachel
got it way
Skarst
too
and
low.
Grant Doherty. At 3, I Do, I Do, I Do. It's a time loop, Autumn Reeser and Sean Roberts.
Ugh.
At 2, A Biltmore Christmas.
And you're gonna let him take this veto with he's the only one talking trash about your list,
Yeah.
Lynn.
We stay quiet when we know that movie sucks.
You can't take the vetoes from people. It's like a
can't.
right. It's in the
I can't.
Constitution.
Watcher.
And
Watcher.
at 1, I
It's
had
a
Round
right.
and Round.
You keep running your mouth, Brian. Find out.
It's
Effortlessly
a
find
right.
out. If there's one thing I know about Lynn, it's Lynn will do the right thing.
You can't
Oh,
spell
boy.
vote without veto. It's my right.
Oh my gosh, you can't spell vote without veto.
That's
That's 4 letters, guys.
I know. So guys, why don't you read your personal list? Kate, message me the scores, please. So Dan, what was what were your top 10?
10, I had Take Me Back to Christmas. 9, I had Boyfriends of Christmas Past. 8, Next Stop Christmas, which I thought belonged in the bottom third of this list. Christopher Lloyd, Train. I mean, what do we need? 7, Rip in Time. 6, Where Are You Christmas? 5, It's Christmas Carol. I think that there are 4 movies in this draft that are just better qualitatively than the rest of the draft. And the 4th best is Love Strikes Twice. It is that good. Guys, Katie Finley's a national treasure. Protect her at all costs. She's wonderful.
Should we be worried?
We shouldn't. I don't
Okay.
think we should. Maybe with Brian. I don't know. Love Strikes Twice is 4. 3, Christmas at Biltmore. 2, Ghosts of Christmas Always. 1, Round and Round. Any of those 3 in any order would have been fine with me.
Wow. Great.
If
Great list.
But what I had to decide was if Love Strikes Twice isn't getting on this list, neither is Christmas at Biltmore.
Mhm.
That's what we
true.
had to decide. Is they
Or
both
a bit more
deserve-
Christmas, even.
or a Biltmore Christmas.
Either one.
Both are left off. Yes. Because I didn't think Biltmore Christmas was the number 1 movie. Had you played Biltmore Christmas, Brand, I probably don't think I could have not played Round and Round. I think I honestly would have had to be like, the jig is up. I need to play Round and Round.
It's a gig.
Or
Yeah.
I could at least have had Brian veto it, because Brian would have vetoed if Round and Round wasn't on the list.
Most likely.
Mm.
Brand, what was your top 10?
You would have.
My top 10 was 10, Take Me Back to Christmas. 9, A Timeless Christmas. 8, Boyfriends of Christmas Past. 7, Journey Back to Christmas. Shout out.
Ugh.
6, Where Are You Christmas? 5, Rip in Time. 4, Love Strikes Twice. 3, Ghost of Christmas Always. 2, A Bit More Christmas. 1, Round and Round.
Great list. Great list. Brian, what was yours?
Number 10, Take Me Back for Christmas. Number 9, Christmas Comes Twice. Number 8, Just in Time for Christmas.
Christmas Comes Twice. What, with a
Yeah.
carousel?
Yeah.
God,
Mhm.
you should have your veto taken.
You're a coward.
Number 7, Love Strikes Twice. 8,
Seven.
An American,
Six.
an
Six.
American in Austin. 7, Love Strikes Twice. 6, American in Austin. 5, Before You Say I Do. 4, It's Christmas Carol. 3, Biltmore. 2, Ghosts. 1, Round and Round.
Did you say American in Austin?
Yeah.
An American in Austin.
Yeah, no. This is,
Yeah.
and he only got like 5 of his movies on
I-
the list. And so not only did he lose,
Yeah. So I'm saying,
he lost.
Here's what I
he
wanna
lost the
s-
veto and just tried to take the whole ship down.
Here's what I want to say to you, Brian. You don't know when, you don't know how, and you don't know where, but one day
Yeah.
you will poop your pants. And I need you to know I will be responsible for that.
So that's a
So,
threat right there.
yeah, that's not the first time I've heard that threat. So not that scared.
There's something very poetic in how the scoring actually ended up. So
Brandon and I tied. He did. I know we
you
did.
and Bran
That's
both
right.
tied
That's
to
right.
win this with
Okay,
10
we're back
points
on board.
each.
We're back on board.
Brian had 6. Brian had 6.
What
Kate
did they
matched-
have?
You had 6. You had
They
6.
had what?
10.
They had 10
10.
each.
Okay, 10.
So Kate's going to screen share for a second. You'll see the scoring. So you got 1 point.
No,
No,
we have
didn't have
10.
10. We had 7 each, right? I had 7.
Well, you had 10 points.
Oh,
I
there's
got
a
you.
point
It's
system.
a point
Yeah.
system.
So you
Got
get
it.
a point for getting one of your personal pick titles
I
onto
see.
the list, and then an extra point if it's in the position that you had it on your
Gotcha.
personal list. So
Got
you
it.
can see
Right.
that. I don't know if you guys can see the screen or not, but you can
So
see how
in
that helps.
movies that made the list, I got 7, you got 6, and Brian got 5. And then you got the points for having them in the right spot.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah, I nailed
Exactly.
My whole thing was No Love Letter, No Timeless Christmas, and Round and Round has to be on there. Those were my 3. Lynn has Austin Absolutes. Those were my 3 day and don'ts. I don't know. Well, there's something. We'll get there.
We got a Dan
Fondue,
joke.
fondant.
Fun don'ts. That's right.
Yep.
We got a couple of fun dudes, a couple of fun don'ts.
Yeah, and Dan, you're doing the you and I are actually going to be drafting against one another
That's
in
right.
August for the Julie Sherman movies.
That's right.
So that'll be
That'll be fun.
good, which is great. You guys, this was so much fun. Listeners, if you aren't already a Deck the Hallmark Podcast double-decker, you are truly missing out on being part of an incredible community that Bran and Dan have built over the course of 6 years. There's so much engagement and fellowship, connections and friendship beyond the Deck the Hallmark Podcast shows. Once more, for the final time, this is the singular definitive list of the 10 best Hallmark time travel, time loop movies as drafted by Bran, Dan, and Brian. Here we go. 10, Take Me Back for Christmas. At 9, A Shoe Addict's Christmas. At 8, Boyfriends of Christmas Past. At 7, Just in Time for Christmas. At 6, Where Are You Christmas? At 5, It's Christmas, Carol. At 4, Pete's Christmas. At 3, Ghosts of Christmas Always. At 2, Round and Round. And at number 1, Rip in Time. Great job, you guys. You guys, this was so much fun. I hope
It's not a
you'll-
bad list.
It's a great, yeah. There's a lot of character. It's got a lot of character in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fact that
absolutely.
Brian has the least amount of films on the list, I mean, I feel like
That's a win
that
for you.
makes me feel a
Yeah.
little bit better
Yeah.
about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Pete's Christmas, what are we doing?
This was so much fun. I'm so glad that we were able to finally get you guys together, all 3 at the same time. Everybody's been asking about it. And I know we have a lunch date in just about half an hour or so. So let's all say bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello.
Awesome. Hallmark Movie Drafts is a monthly production. Stephanie Purcell creates the movie synopses using descriptions from IMDb or Hallmark.com as a base. Kate Bacca vets the list of eligible movies and manages our Letterboxd account called Hallmark Drafts, where you'll find the list of eligible movies for each show, as well as the final top 10 lists and the panelists who drafted them. Erin Beth Cermak creates the Where to Watch lists and the trivia round questions, and along with Stephanie and Kate, provides additional creative, research, and hosting support. I'm Lynn Austin. I'm the showrunner, producer, and host. I staff the panels, create the show topics, manage the production schedule and the HMD socials, and edit and publish the podcast. Intro and outro music is provided courtesy of Amato Zapana. Thank you to the Deck The Hallmark double-deckers who share their passionate opinions on these Hallmark movies that we love, or maybe not love, so much.